The mystique here at Bracewell Stadium was that it was such an awesome site.
And just the noise level and just the surroundings that you are encompassed in an environment of excitement and energy that most kids never forget.
In the fall, the trees are pretty, the colors are gorgeous. It's just a beautiful place to play football.
We can't just let these kind of landmarks go.
Tradition is calling. We need to keep Bracewell Stadium for our future generation of students.
Burlington, Iowa was less than 100 years old when the Gilbert and Whitty family donated the land to the school. And R.H. Bracewell stood along the banks of a spring-fed gully and announced this would be a great place for a football stadium.
It's just a beautiful setting for football. A lot of people have commented that it's one of the best stadiums that they've been in southeast Iowa.
But Bracewell's declaration was not immediately embraced by the community.
The group ran into opposition, however, by others who asked if it wouldn't be cheaper to build on flat ground where spring would not have to be covered, and this is what Bracewell responded. We will have a stadium in the heart of the city to be a place of beauty instead of being bug-infested and unattractive gully.
Built on rock and clay, Bracewell Stadium hosted its first football game in the spring of 1920 and soon became the centerpiece of the student athletic programs and of the community, while making a mark on the history of high school athletics.
We were the first high school in the United States to have a activity with football underneath the lights in May of 1929.
The history of Burlington is not complete without Bracewell Stadium. This place and this community will be forever linked.
Bracewell Stadium is probably one of the unique stadiums in the state.
In my view, this is a Burlington landmark. This is one of the great things about Burlington.
I think it is a source of pride for the community. I think it's something that everybody in the community can identify with, and at one point they've probably had a relative, a sibling, a child who has played or participated here.
As a child, my parents brought me here when I was just a spectator watching the games, and in high school I watched my future husband play football here, and I was a cheerleader here, so I've cheered in the stadium, and then now I'm fortunate enough to coach here, so it's a place that is near and dear to my heart.
The reputation of Bracewell Stadium was once based on its state-of-the-art facilities and its unique setting. But today, that state-of-the-art has become a state of the past.
Bracewell Stadium, compared to others that I've been to, is old. It's kept up, but it's to the point where when you keep it up, it doesn't look like it, just because it's so old.
In order for us to move forward within our conference and to be more competitive, we've got to bring the stadium facilities up to par with the other schools that we're playing.
Teams that come here from the MAC conference and smaller communities that play here all find it rather dangerous.
This field's awful tough to maintain. It's sitting on very poor soil.
The biggest concern as a coach, as a player, but mostly as a coach and definitely as an administrator, is the condition of the turf.
If it rains in September and the game is played, the field never recovers.
The outdated track that surrounds the field presents a danger to soccer and football players. And an aging press box has seen its day.
The steps are very steep, they're very skinny, they're very much made of metal, and wet, rainy nights, if you go up there, they're very slippery.
On a windy night, you can feel the press box kind of swaying with the wind. You can hear it creak and groan.
It's very frightening because you think you're going to fall out the whole time. It's very low-tech and super old.
Our maintenance crew has always done a nice job, but there's only so much they can do.
While Bracewell Stadium provided adequately for its founders and succeeding generations, new needs must be met, and a new call is ringing out, echoing across the limestone walls of Bracewell.
what a drawing card this would be for the Burlington Community School District, to have a state-of-the-art facility, and we can showcase that to anyone and everyone that comes into our community.
Preserve the classic elements of Bracewell, the location, the trees, the scenery, and yet update the facilities, getting rid of the parts that are not used, like the track.
Given the physical condition of Bracewell Stadium, much needs to be done beyond aesthetics. Your investment in this campaign is an investment in your community and its future.
Quite honestly, it's time to move Bracewell into the 21st century.
We want to expand it so the soccer plays there. Something for the band, bring in big outdoor concerts. You got the place here now for it if you put in type turf and the stands that we've got, a sound system, everything goes with it. I think we could use it much more than we have.
Responding to the call of bringing that winning tradition back, a group of concerned citizens formed the Purple and Gray Foundation. Their main purpose, to bring the Burlington landmark known as Bracewell Stadium back from its past and into a 21st century condition. Their proposals: synthetic turf, giving the field a modern look with permanently displayed logos and markings, and an actual field layout assuring proper drainage and playing conditions for both soccer and football. Existing field lighting will be replaced with new energy-efficient lighting that increases player safety. Renovations to the west side of the stadium that will include a new entranceway, 62 off-street parking spaces, a new modernized press box, and a handicapped accessible concession stand and restroom facility. A new LED scoreboard, resulting in brighter yet energy-efficient messaging capabilities and revenue-generating ad space. An enhanced sound system. Locker rooms, enlarged and modernized to allow the home team to actually dress before and shower after games at Bracewell. These improvements, 50 years in the making, along with others, are ringing out to anyone who will heed the call of tradition. The Burlington School District Board of Directors has unanimously approved of the concept and have pledged $750,000 when the project comes to fruition.
When we renovate this stadium, we're going to commit to not just the people that are in school now and not just our community, but to my grandchildren, to their grandchildren, to their children. So we are going to commit to the future.
And we need to do that today.
Those young athletes that are in the elementary and middle schools, they're going to be the ones that are truly going to benefit, because it's going to give them something to shoot for, because they want to become a Greyhound and play down here at Bracewell Stadium.
Bracewell Stadium, cemented from its place in Burlington's past, anchored deep into its history and its location within the limestone walls. You can be part of the team that carries Bracewell Stadium's winning spirit of past generations onto future generations.
We have a challenge, I think, from our generation to make sure that we do as much as we possibly can through donations, through volunteerism, whatever it takes, to keep this stadium in the tradition that Bracewell and Gilbert established almost 100 years ago. So I just plead with the people that can do it to just reach down your checkbooks and just feel very comfortable that you are helping to continue the history of Bracewell Stadium.